I'm at the Wakayama Higashi police station because my car's been involved in a car accident. So if you've been following my channel, you'll know that only a few months ago I was lucky enough to pick up a brand new Suzuki Every. It was a dream of mine to be able to go camping in Japan, and with the help of many subscribers and all of my savings from YouTube and trading in my other car, I was able to make this dream possible. With the help of some very good friends, I was also able to fit out my camper van and get it ready for my first camping trip. And I was able to take Millie along, and we've had so much fun in this little camper already. But it's only just the beginning, so you can imagine how devastated I was to have a car accident in this van. So in this video, I'm going to go through how it actually happened, going to the police station, all the different phone calls I had to make, getting the hire car, managing the repair of the car, and finally getting my car back. So let's begin. I don't take the privilege of driving in Japan lightly. It's something that I'm really grateful for, and it's something that's really important if you're living out in the countryside. A lot different to the city, the transportation isn't as frequent, and it's a lot harder to get around. So having a driver's license and being able to drive in Japan is really important to me. So when I got my driver's license, my Japanese driver's license, I made sure that I got the highest level of insurance that I could for my car. So I got the full comprehensive insurance to cover me in the event of any type of accident. I also got the option of getting a lawyer in case I needed to argue my case in any scenario. I've also put in a drive recorder in the front and the back of my vehicle, mainly because I'm worried about a he said, she said scenario. And even though I speak Japanese, I'm still very nervous in the event of an accident about being able to explain myself clearly. So it was really important for me to have a drive recorder for the front and the back of the vehicle. So I want to tell you a story about what happened to my car here in Japan. Now, I thought this might be a helpful video in case you're planning on moving to Japan, living in Japan, or even hiring a car to drive around Japan. What happens if you have an accident here in Japan? Now, I've got, unfortunately, a bit of first-hand experience, so I'll be able to talk you through some of the processes that I went through. So it all started when I was out shopping. I was just having a lovely day out at Osaka. I thought I might catch the train in, and I went to the Kinokuniya bookstore. Now this is a bookstore which has some great English resources, and I was particularly after some card games for my kids in class. Instead of walking to the station on this day, I decided to drive to the car park my car up and catch the train in. I just felt like sitting on the train for a day. Not long after I arrived in Osaka, I was at the Kinokuniya bookshop having a look around, and then suddenly I noticed that my phone had rung and it was a missed call. I didn't recognize the number, so I thought that's a bit strange. Not too many people call me on my phone here in Japan. So I just threw the number into Google just to see which company, if it was sales, if I needed to call them back or not. As soon as I put the phone number in, it came up as the Wakayama police station. And you can imagine I absolutely panicked. Not that I've done anything wrong, but I tend to think, why would the police be calling me? My head went straight to the worst case scenario, like, is everything okay with my family? Is everything okay with my house? So I got quite nervous and I called them back straight away. When I got put through to the right police officer, I could tell he was a little bit nervous in his voice and the Japanese words that he was choosing to use. He was being very polite and formal with me, but he was using very simple sentences. So I guess he was adjusting his Japanese, knowing that he was speaking to a foreigner. He basically said to me, "Your car is in a car accident." I was like, no, I have not been in a car accident. I've not been in a car accident. I know. So I just said to him, no, I haven't been in a car accident. And he came back and said, yes, your car is in a car accident. There's been a 2-vehicle crash. And I thought, well, this must be a false report, or, I don't know what's going on here. So then I said to him, no, I have a drive recorder and there is no car crash. I haven't been in a car crash. And he said, listen, you need to come down to the Wakayama police station immediately to report the car crash. So again, I'm thinking, what is going on? There is no car crash. So basically I got really nervous and I was trying to rack my brains. Has there been any time when I've been on the road where there might have been a close encounter or something's happened and maybe that's being reported? So I couldn't think of anything other than there was one time not long after I bought the car where I was stopped at a traffic light just waiting for the light to go green, and a car had come up on the side of me and he'd just nicked my mirror and caused my mirror to bend in. Now, I didn't think much of that. I thought it was, harmless, nothing, no damage was done. It was on my drive recorder, and when I got home I did pull it off the drive recorder should I have ever needed to do anything with that footage. So that was the only thing I could think of where there was an incident involving another car. And so I was actually terrified, and he was insisting that I come straight to the Wakayama police station. So I just explained to him, listen, officer, I'm currently in Osaka. I'm at least an hour and a half away, but I will come straight to the police station. He said, yes, we'll be waiting for you. Doesn't matter what time you get here. You need to come here and lodge a police report. So as you can imagine, the ride home on the train was absolutely horrific. I'm sitting there thinking, what on earth is going on? What have I done? Have I done something? Has someone falsely reported me for something? Who would do that? So all of these different scenarios are running through my head on the train. It was probably the longest hour and a half train ride home I've ever had. So I got off at the Wakayama station and I started walking towards my car, which is in the car park, ready to go straight to the police station. And then from a distance, something caught my eye on my car window. I started to see two pieces of paper hanging off my car window. And I thought, what is this? I'm the only car in the car park with these bits of paper hanging off the window. Then, as I get closer, I notice one is written in Japanese and one is written in English. And this is what I got. Again, another message saying that my car has been in a car accident. What on earth? The next piece of paper had a lot more detail, which was written in Japanese, and it gave the number plates of my car and the other vehicle, which was supposedly supposed to be part of this accident. Again, I'm still standing there and I'm very, very confused about what this accident is supposed to be. Then, as I went to put my shopping into the car, I saw it. I saw the damage all down the side of my car. So once I saw that damage, I knew exactly what had happened. Someone had hit my car in the car park and they'd done the right thing and called the police. The police had obviously come out to my car, put those notes on the dash. Using my registration, they'd been able to look up my name, my address, and my phone number, and they've given me a call. So off I went to the Wakayama police station. On my way driving to the Wakayama police station, I started to remember the conversation that I had with the police officer, me saying, no, I have a drive recorder, there was no car accident. And I started thinking, oh no, what a silly thing to say. I mean, he obviously didn't give me enough details. He left me wondering with so much lack of information. I don't know if that's how they work here and they don't want to tell you the whole story until you've seen it for yourself, but he basically just said your car's been in a car accident and did not give me any further information. But I was starting to feel a bit silly for me saying all of the things like, I've got a drive recorder, I can prove I'm innocent. So as I walked up into the Wakayama police station, then my next most embarrassing moment happened, because when I walked in the door, obviously the police officers in the room had been talking about the accident and probably deciding who was going to call me and things like that. So when I walked in the door of the police station, I felt like about 20 police officers all looked at me at once. Like everyone sort of turned their head and looked at me. And suddenly in this sea of unfamiliar faces, I saw a familiar face. And believe it or not, it was the gentleman that I met at the prison when I did the prison tour just a few weeks back. So silly me says in front of all the people, because I was quite nervous, "Hi!" And he said hi, and we were like, "Oh yeah, it's you, how are you? I met you at prison." And then suddenly everyone turns and looks at him, looks at me, and then I realized what I said. "I met you at prison." Oh, the most embarrassing moment. I mean, who says that at a police station? "Hi, met you at prison." Yeah, so yeah, there was that. Then, so getting back to what I have to do next. So walking in, I had 5 police officers come and stand around me, and they gave me a police report. So next thing, I had to produce my driver's license and also my car's registration, which is called the shaken here, just to make sure that my vehicle was a registered vehicle, and it was up to date with everything, and also to make sure that I was legally entitled to drive the car. So they took copies of my license and my shaken, and then I filled out the police report with my name and everything with the police officer. And they'd already put all the details in that I wasn't present, the car was parked exactly in the space. So this was a very important point when it comes to insurance. So I actually, when I got back to the car, took a photo of my car exactly how it was parked to show that I wasn't either side or parked unevenly or on an angle which might have caused someone to hit my car. You could look at my car, it was perfectly straight within the lines, and I think that's a really important thing to note, that if your car is skew when you're parking, you might not get the full insurance compensation. But my car was right. So they had the full police report written down for the officer that had attended, and basically I was just writing my name and signing my details and attaching the copies of my license and the shaken. So once the officers had all my information, the next thing they told me was that they were going to then provide my name, phone number, and address to the person who had hit my car. So that's the next step in the process. So I went home from the police station, and about 2 hours later, I received a phone call from a gentleman. Now this gentleman said, "Hello, my name is such and such, and I'm calling to apologize on behalf of my mother who crashed into your car." So he obviously was someone, he sounded like he'd be around my age, and a middle-aged man. And he was apologizing on behalf of his mother, who happened to be driving the car. She hasn't seen my car and she's reversed into it. I don't know how you missed my car, it's massive.
Charter boat? What charter boat?
I went fishing in Matini the other day and I ran into this charter boat.
How could you not see a charter boat? What charter boat?
RACQ Insurance. Wouldn't be without them.
But she hasn't seen it. She's either mistaken the brake for the accelerator. I'm not sure what she's done, but she's plowed into the side of my car. So he was very kind and said,
"Look, I'm really sorry my mother crashed into your car. Please don't worry about anything. Our insurance is going to cover the full costs of everything. You don't need to worry about a thing."
I did, of course, accept his apology, and I thanked him very much for covering all the costs, but I couldn't help but mentioning that my car was brand new and very special to me, but that really is pointless to mention that, but I just felt better saying it because it had happened and I was so upset about the car. Next thing you know, it was literally an hour later, his insurance company called me. Now, the insurance company once again apologized. They said,
"On behalf of our client, we are very, very sorry that this has happened. Please don't worry about a thing. We're going to take care of the whole damages of the vehicle."
And from there, we went into talking about what exactly the damages are to the car. So I'm going to go into the damage that was caused by the car now. So the insurance company said to me, I can get my car fixed anywhere I like, including the dealer that I bought it off. So of course, the only place that I know to get my car fixed is back at the Suzuki dealer where I purchased the car. Now they looked after me so well, I did not hesitate to take up this option. I rang Suzuki and they told me to come in pretty much the next day, bring the car in, and they would organize a hire car for me to use while they were repairing my car. And once again, this Suzuki dealership has absolutely fantastic service. They actually treat you so well, offering you drinks on arrival and bringing out all the paperwork to sign for this hire car. Now the car being backed in there is a Suzuki Spacia, and that's the car they'll be letting me use. I got to explain exactly what happened to the car, how the car was hit, and the damage that has been caused. Now, because I had this car one day before I took it into the dealer, I realized pretty quickly that when I opened the passenger door, it was catching on the front panel. So the person had hit my car so heavily that the front panel had been pushed back and it was now fouling on the car, and the gap between the car door and the front panel had changed. I could also see that the pins that hold the panels on underneath the car had also seemed to be popped or damaged in some way. So I was able to explain exactly what I saw to be the problem. Next thing you know, I was being shown the Suzuki Spacia that I was going to be driving for the next few weeks.
あとはエブリーワゴンと大体同じかもしれないんですけど、閉める鍵開けるボタンと、あと両側電動のエンジンかけていただいてよろしいですか？ありがとうございます。ガソリン満タンで入ってますので、また満タン返しでお願いいたします。
I have been so happy with the service and the staff that are here at Suzuki Arena in Wakayama. I mean, check out the service. She's running to get to the road before I get there, and she's being a second set of eyes and just watching the road for me to make sure that I get out safely. I haven't experienced this in my country before, and I'm really, really grateful for the wonderful service that they provide here. So it was a mere 2 weeks later and I got the phone call that my Suzuki Every is ready to pick up. So this Suzuki Spacia has been a pretty good drive, a little bit less space in the back, and I certainly couldn't use it for camping, but it'd be a great round the town car. It was very nifty, it had some good power, a lot of spacious room in the back. I guess that's where the name Spacia comes from. So I've had no problems with this car whatsoever, and it's been a good little compromise to keep me going while I'm waiting. So just before I pick up my repaired car, I've popped into the farmer's market because it's a lovely morning and it was on my way out here anyway, so I thought I'd get some of the seasonal fruit and vegetables that they've got at the moment. At this farmers market, the different farmers always have their produce on display out the front, and these are where the great deals are, and you actually get to talk to a lot of the farmers and get to test some of their products.
2つください。
ありがとうございます。350円になります。はい。好きなやつを選んでいただいて。
選んでください。
いいですか？
一番美味しいの。
一番美味しいのですね。
まあ、
そうだな。
全部美味しいでしょ。
全部美味しいと思いますね。でも、
はい
いや違うな。これさせてもらっていいですか？
はい、ありがとうございます。
350円です。500円いただきます。さっき150円。
ありがとうございます。
I can tell you that those cherry tomatoes were absolutely delicious. Today's farmers market is one that I go to often. They always have lots of different things, like here we have some hojicha, some tea, and at the moment pumpkins are in season, and this is a perfect time of year for pumpkin soup. Kabocha. Love kabocha soup. I ended up buying some kiwi fruits and some green lemons to go with my tomatoes, and I'll wait until I have a bit of time before I buy the pumpkin to make pumpkin soup. So off I go back to Suzuki, and today's the day I'm picking up my car. Very, very exciting. Bit of deja vu. Here we are again. And this time I'm getting to meet some of the repair staff. The gentleman that sold me the car and also the repairman are coming together to show me what they've actually done to the vehicle. はい。新品ですか？
パネルフロントフェンダー。ここも新しいものです。
あ、ここですか？
はい。これとこのパネル。
これ新しいパネル。
新しいパネルですね。
おう。
でサイドのデカール、こちらこのシールも入ってあります。
あ、新しいシールもつけたんですね。幅が違ったんですよ。こことここのところが幅が違ったから、もしかしたら後ろに押してるんじゃないかなと思って。
ある程度のその取り付けの調整はしてあります。
調整、その調整で、
はい、その調整で大丈夫です。
大丈夫になった。ああ、よかった。
でここに書いてある主な部品、バンパーフロントとフェンダー、パネルフロントフェンダー、はい、でデカール。あ、デカール。ああ、ずいぶん高かったよね。どこにある？どこにあるかちょっと待って。これは。
I had a bit of a chat to the repairman about these types of accidents, and he said elderly drivers are one of the biggest causes of the repair jobs that he sees. It's been in the media so much lately about elderly drivers mistaking the brake for the accelerator, and I'm sure it's not just in Japan, it's in every country, but Japan does have a lot of a aging population, so it is going to be a bit more common than elsewhere. So here I'm just signing that I'm very happy with the repair job that's done, and we can officially say that it's all over now and I finally get my car back. How wonderful is this?
はい、どうぞ。
ありがとうございました。You want to learn Japanese the correct way from the beginning. I'm a qualified Japanese high school teacher, and I teach foundational Japanese using the method that was taught to me when I lived here in Japan. The course consists of guided video lessons, a fun learning app, and a workbook that you can print out and keep and go back and revise as many times as you like.
Hello, my name is Dallas, and I'd like to share my experience of studying Japanese language with Chani Japan. I hadn't studied anything for a long time, and I had very limited knowledge of the Japanese language. But when I heard that Chani wanted to develop a course, I knew that I wanted to sign up for it. I knew it would be great exercise for my brain and memory, and I really enjoy learning new skills. I enjoyed my first course so much. I completed a second course, and I'm working through my third course.
Check out the website today at www.chanijapan.com. I'd love to have you on board. I really hope that this never happens to you in Japan and you're never involved in any kind of car accident. But it's really important to know that you must have full insurance when you're driving in Japan. And as you can see, it's really important that if you are driving to be careful where you park, how you park, stick to the speed limit, and I strongly recommend that you use a drive recorder for front and back should you ever need to provide your side of the story, which I think is very important. So that was my story on how to deal with a car accident should it ever happen to you in Japan. Let's hope it never ever happens again. Thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to talk to you again next week. See you later. Bye.